Welcome, Ravens. How are we all? Do I look a bit different? Has something changed? What do we think? What do we think? It's a wig, obviously. It's a wig. Since having my hair cut short, I've got into wearing wigs because when your hair's really long, it's a pain to try and wear wigs. And you know, occasionally I want a bit of long hair back again and a bit of colour because why not? And now that I've found ones with realistic partings and fringes, or bangs if you're in the States, I can actually get away with them without them looking completely silly. Now I'm going to push it back a little bit just because I haven't cut the fringe on this one yet and it's a little bit in my face. But what do we think? This, by the way, is beautiful hair bow with the cross, if you can even see that. I'm hoping you can see that. Is by Gothic Hats. I have reviewed their things before, so you probably have seen it. If not, please go and check them out. I will pop a quick link in the bottom. But yes, just looking a little bit different because I thought, why the hell not? I am actually going to keep this look for my next video as well because it's very relevant. Very relevant. And I will explain all. But we are still in March and therefore it's still review month, and I have another fab all size, shapes and sizes review for you of another wonderful product. Most of you already will have heard this. If anyone ever asks a question in a Facebook group, I am there with this response. This is another UK brand, small company, which I will explain how it all started. And also tell you about some exciting things they've got coming up. Again, none of these review videos, apart from the very first one that I did, have any form of... Well, not even the first one. No, I just was given a discount code for the first one, which meant that you guys get some benefit from it. But all these products I've purchased myself, I've used, and for quite a while. And it seemed right now that I did this review for you. So, hands up if you wear tights. We all do. We all do. Doesn't matter what gender you are. It doesn't matter how tall, short, fat, thin, age. Somewhere along our lives, we will wear tights. Okay, maybe not the heterosexual guys out there who, you know, but you never know. Fancy dress. Fancy dress. Maybe you need to wear tights. I know you all want to be Robin. Probably Batman. But, you know, there's going to be tights involved somewhere. And should you need some, I have the company for you. This is a company called Snag Tights. They are quite possibly one of the best things that have ever happened to me. Now, if you are of the plus size, or you are tall, and when I say tall I mean over about 5'9", 10-ish. If you have thick thighs, if you work out a lot and you have large calves, you will probably somewhere along your life in the tight buying scenarios had the problem of the gusset being around your knees, that the waistband comes up above your ears but nothing else really fits. And tights always have these problems of not fitting properly, not fitting in the right areas, not stretching where you need them to stretch. The amounts of times I've bought tights for the plus size lady and to get them up above my knees is even a problem because they don't have enough give. So I came across a company and I didn't realise they were as popular as they were even when I came across them because I hadn't heard of them before. And I can't remember how I found them, whether it was through a Facebook advertisement or an Instagram advertisement, but I came across this company and I thought I'll give them a go because I'm sick to death of even companies like Yours Clothing who are, you know, towards the plus size range in what they do. I have problems with their tights. So Snag Tights came up and I swear to God, I will never look at another pair of tights again. They are Please, 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 please remain in business forever, because you're brilliant. Now, obviously being a goth and being a corporate person, I tend not to wear multicoloured tights. I tend to stick to the blacks or the nudes, but they do an array of fabulous colours. They do purples, blues, mustards, pinks, stripy. They've done ones with skull and crossbones on them. I have asked them to do some kind of maybe lace ones, or velvet flocked ones. They're a little bit more gothic, and they're always looking for new ideas. So who are Snag Tights? They are a British small company, UK company. I'm not 100% sure where they're based. Let me have a look and see if I can. No, it doesn't say, but this is a big bag of a few of their products. I've poured some of them out already because it's a massive bag, but I bought quite a few recently. Now, they do colours for shades for all skin types. They do 20 denier up to 120 denier. I think they even do merino wool ones as well, so they're really thick and cosy. They do footless. They even do chub rub shorts. Girls, they do chub rub shorts. Ones that come to the knee, that last all day and don't ladder very easily. And my God, in the summer, they are a godsend. So again, a small UK company. I believe they started through a Kickstarter. So Kickstarter is one of these things where you can put an idea out and people will, almost like a sponsorship, they'll give you money and donate to get a free product or just to help you start your business. And the thing that's different about Snag Tights to any other tights on the market that I've found so far, even when advertised, excuse me, is that they have 4-way stretch. So most tights will expand lengthways and horizontally. These go lengthways, horizontally, and pretty much the 2 diagonals. They stretch and fit every curve of your body, regardless of your size. They do sizes from children's sizes, so you can buy your school tights if you have a child that's constantly falling over or grazing their knees, or, you know, walking to school and trips over or falls off a bike. They are ladder resistant, and they come in all the school colours, so you can get your maroons and your blacks and your navy blues and your dark greens in kid sizes, and you can get tights right up that would fit probably, a UK 36 and beyond. They do have a size chart. No, they don't. They have a size chart. That could have been awful. They have a size chart that tells you kind of what height and what widths they will go to. I purchase bang on target with their things, and I think they would still fit somebody bigger than me. So I've never had an issue with their size chart at all. They come packaged in all these brightly coloured, look at them, all different things, all different colours, just stripes and dots, plain, just a bit of fun. They used to just come in the, this is an older pair, you'll see that I've not worn, they used to come in kind of plain tissue paper. They've now branched out from some more paper bag style, which is easier to recycle and reusable, and they all come with a label saying what they are, and the label is the same colour as the item you've purchased, so black and nude for me. I love their nude colours. They do them, again, for all skin tones, from chocolate through to pasty pale like myself. I mean, come on, it's kind of pasty. And their vanilla ones are a little bit darker than my skin tone, but that's fine. My legs are very, very pale. They don't see daylight very often. So when I've got them on, they don't look the wrong colour. They don't look like your granny's dead guinea pig kind of colour. They actually suit me, so they're fine. They do fishnet. They do fishnet. They do Sharky, which is the bigger fishnet ones compared to the little tiny fishnet. They do all sorts, and every single pair comes perfectly packaged, like this, with a little label telling you the size, what they are, and colour coded as well. Brilliant. So let's open a pair. So these are the Stay Cool Chub Rub shorts in black. I do have these in the vanilla as well, which is their palest colour, but I have them in black. So these are, for those of us who aren't lucky enough to have thigh gap, these are their Chub Rub shorts. So they feel so soft. I can't explain how soft these tights are. They are like, oh, they're just soft. You know when you get a pair of tights out and you get the 120 denier and they feel... When was the last time I bought tights from somewhere other than... I think it was Asda. And I tried this pair of tights and they said they were going to fit. And I got them out of the box and they felt as if they'd been saturated too much with dye. They felt a little bit tacky. They felt a little bit hard. They felt like I needed to wash them before I could wear them. These feel like velvet. They are so soft. So this is the type of stretch you get. Now this is an F. They do up to a G. They do an F, a double F and a G. So they stretch quite a bit. But, you know, I can't even get... that's just the waistband. I mean, you're probably looking at 4 foot, if 5 foot, almost in stretch from a tiny little waist. And they go back to where they were. This is just as stretchy, and so are the legs. And I'll tell you what I like about these. They have a deep cuff to them. I don't know if you can tell, but that is the cuff there. I've had shorts in the past, like cycling short style, with the little hem, and all they do is dig in and roll up because there's not enough give. These ones with the wide widths and with the deep cuff, they don't rub, they don't roll, and they don't ride up. They kind of stay in place, so you're not constantly pulling them down. If you need to wear them under a dress in the summer, yes, they're called Stay Cool and they do keep you cool as well. The fabric is kind of cold to touch, which is lovely in the summer, but they're just so stretchy. Really stretchy. I mean, they just stretch in all sorts of different directions. Excuse me, I've got a hair wig on this one. Wig from my hair already. But they stretch in every direction. So you've got your horizontal stretch, you've got your vertical stretch, and if I pull waistband to hip here, you've got your diagonal stretch and your diagonal stretch here. Now, one thing I loved about Snag is not only are they comfortable, they stay up, they wash well, they go back to their original shape. Obviously I've pulled this one, but as soon as I wash it, it will go back to its original size. If they do go in a hole, now I have, for some reason, one of my toenails, not that you need to know this, one of my toenails for some reason will get quite sharp and it will grow slightly upwards. I don't know why this happens, but it does. And when it grows slightly upwards, where I'm walking and it rubs, it will put a hole in my tights. Now, normal tights, and I say normal tights, because Snag are not normal tights, believe me, but normal tights would grab a hole and then ladder right the way up, through the leg, up to the knee, and up and beyond, because that's what they do. They're not ladder resistant. Snag tights, I can put a hole in them and they don't run. Whether I'm just exceptionally lucky, but they do not ladder. Not that I've particularly noticed. I have caught a ring in them and I have laddered them in the bodice. And yes, of course, I have laddered the thin ones like these. Your normal, might as well get these ones out. Your normal tights, I have laddered those. But they're thick ones. If you do put a hole in them, I've not found them to be particularly quick to ladder. I've managed to either salvage them and sew the hole back up, or just replace the pair depending on where it is. I have fallen down in them on several occasions. I have worn them to death. I have washed them. I have reworn them. And I've probably not worn a different brand of tight for about 2 years, if not longer, maybe nearly 3 years. But like I said, they started as a Kickstarter company. They had this idea, they needed some money to put it together, and they gained the funds to do it. And since then they have just grown and grown and grown. They are not your kind of £3.99 for 3 pairs like you get in Primark. They are £7.99 a pair, well, £6.99 to £7.99 a pair, depending on what you're purchasing. But they are a fabulous pair of tights. They just fit, they don't itch. You will see them all over Instagram and all over Facebook being advertised. And honestly, share the information because they just seem to fit everybody. If you are tall and you need the extra stretch in the legs, they fit. If you need the extra width in the bum, they fit. If you need the extra stretch like I do in the top of the legs, they fit. They don't roll down. They don't break when you put them on. You don't put on a pair of tights. They don't have that stiffness in them that the minute you put on a pair of tights, you're having to take them off and put on another pair because you've caught a nail and you've laddered them. They're just not like that. So they do last. And yes, I do have quite a few pairs, but when I'm at work, I wear fresh ones every day. So you could be talking like, 30 pairs a month. Plus I wear them out and about every weekends. If I'm wearing a dress, I go to my Snag Tights. I have started wearing their fishnet ones. They are a little bit difficult to get on. If you watch if you go to like their Facebook page, they give advice on what people are doing to put them on. Some people are saying hairspray them first and then put them on, and that makes it a little bit easier. I just very carefully do it. Make sure I don't put my rings on when I'm doing it. I do wear them, the fishnet ones, over these because for me I just find that a little bit easier. I don't like the feel of fishnets on my skin, but you can't tell that I'm wearing 2 pairs of tights, which is really, really helpful. They do, I have a pair here. These are 120 denier. This is probably one of my oldest pairs, and they are still look almost as good as when they came out. I mean, these are probably a good 2 or 3 years old, and they've had a lot of wear. They've been washed, they've been used, and every single part of them is still as stretchy. I don't think these ones have got any holes in them, but you can tell they've been worn. But they are just, they're just awesome. They fit exactly where they should fit. There's no issues with putting them on and them rolling down. There's no issues with them bunching up if they're too baggy. They just seem to fit. And when you get them out, they don't look like they will, but because of that 4-way stretch, they fit to your curves. The other thing, which is really fabulous, is since COVID hit and the pandemic, they had to go into lockdown as well. They were unable to manufacture. So they decided to put out to everybody that they knew, whether it be on Instagram, Facebook, their regular customers. And I got an email from them saying if I purchased a voucher during the first lockdown for £7.99, so we're talking March last year, for £7.99 or however many you wanted to purchase, when they came out of lockdown, so it was basically from November 2020 onwards, they would send you 2 for 1. So I purchased a voucher for £7.99 to help them out, and in November I got to spend that voucher and received 2 pairs. I got 2 pairs of fishnets for the price of 1. Absolutely brilliant idea. It kept their business going. And what did they do with those funds? Did they pay themselves whilst they sat in lockdown? No, they didn't. They spent their money that they had gained from people buying vouchers on research into, wait for it, biodegradable tights. They want to be the first company to produce a pair of tights that will degrade over time. So if it goes into landfill or whatever, it will become biodegradable, which means you could wear your tights and effectively compost them. How brilliant would that be? So all the elastane and everything in them, which we know is a plastic-based product, would become something that you could put in your compost bin. awesome. And that's what they've done. That's what they've spent their money doing. That's what they've spent lockdown doing. They've been looking at different products, looking at different fibres, looking at what will still give them the quality that they make and the elasticity that they pride themselves on in their products, and make it biodegradable. Absolutely bloody marvellous in my book. So I won't buy anything else. I mean, like I said, I've had this pair for probably a couple of years. I've been wearing them constantly and there's nothing wrong with them. They are still a great pair. You don't get, I'll tell you what I find with a lot of tights. Around the waistband, you find that the elastic kind of comes out after a while, where you stretch it and it goes back and stretch it and it goes back. The elastic tends to just pop out. You know those horrible little thin threads that you get? Or if you put a pair of tights on that were a week or two old and you'd wash them and you'd worn them again, and you would get the fibres, that's my hair, you would get fibres that would kind of attach themselves, the elastic in here, and you'd have to break it and then they put a whole... You don't get any of that with these. They are comfortable, they are warm in the winter, they are cooling in the summer, and they are just a fabulous product. I cannot say how wonderful they are. They are a lovely company to work with as well. I say work with, I don't work with them at all. But if you have any problems or any questions about their products, then give them a shout. They are always helpful. They're always looking for new ideas. They're always looking for what you want as a consumer. I don't know how long they've been going. Can't be too long. It's probably about 4 or 5 years, I think. But they have expanded their range from your bulk standard nude and black right the way through to fashion colours, now fashion designs, and they're looking to expand that range further. So the latest ones are their fishnets. They are also doing footless tights now as well. But yeah, they're looking to expand their range. So if you do contact them and you have an idea, then, you know, chuck it out there, see what happens, and maybe your design or your idea is one that gets picked for their next range. I can't wait. I'm hoping that they do something probably more flocked. A friend of mine actually had a pair of tights that I saw that were like this style in black, so your normal thin tights, and then they had like a flocked design on them that was just quite gothic-y. Unfortunately she bought them from a store which I won't shop from, which is Shein, and I doubt they'd even fit me anyway because of my legs. But if Snag Tights, if you're watching this and you want to bring out some gothic-y flocked pattern tights, I will be your friend for life, more than I am already. So yeah, that's Snag Tights. Again, I will put links in below. I'm not going to show you every pair I have, but like I said, they all got a bit ripped, unfortunately, getting them out of the packet, but they all come all labelled, all jazzy colours. They look cute when they turn up in the mail. Christ, this is probably the most colourful video I've done to date. But yeah, they are a fabulous product. Please check them out. Go and give them some love, even if you don't wear tights and it's not your thing. Share it with somebody who does, because they're a fabulous little company. They ship worldwide. They're not particularly expensive. Again, you can buy tights for 99p down the local shop. You can go into Primark and buy fishnets and two for £1.99. But they are not the quality that these ones are. I can put fishnets on and I will put them on, and within 10 minutes I've probably got 15 holes in them where something's got caught or I've pulled them and they haven't stretched far enough. I wore my fishnets all day, even slobbing around the house. They look great with the Thunder Thighs socks as well. Shh. And not a problem at all. They've been through the wash, they've come out, and they're still perfect. So yes, they are £7-8 a pair, but definitely worth the money. So I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to let you go and peruse their site. They literally have everything you could possibly want. And until then, until my next video, I'm going to say goodbye. And as always, just do you.